Imagine holding a small piece of metal in your hand. It feels ordinary. It looks simple. But behind that small circle of metal lies a powerful story of a nation, a moment in history, and a mystery that has fascinated collectors around the world. The coin we are exploring today is the South African 1 Rand from the year 1975. Now, at first glance, this coin may not look extraordinary. It is not covered in gold jewels. It does not shine like a treasure from a pirate ship. But what makes it powerful is the story engraved into it and the rarity that many people overlook. The 1 Rand coin was introduced as part of South Africa's modern currency system. By the 1970s, the Rand had become a symbol of the country's economic identity. The 1975 1 Rand carries with it the design traditions of that time, representing both national pride and historical significance. That on one side of the coin, you will find the elegant antelope known as the springbok. The springbok is not just an animal. It is a symbol deeply connected with South African identity. Its graceful leap represents strength, agility, and resilience. When you look closely at the details of this design, you can see the craftsmanship of the engravers who carefully shaped every line. Around the springbok, the year 1975 is clearly marked. For collectors, this year matters more than many people realize. The 1970s were a period of change and global attention for South Africa. Coins produced during this time capture a snapshot of that era. Flip the coin over, and you see the coat of arms, representing authority and national heritage. The design reflects a time when coins were not just currency, but symbols of identity and political presence. Every element on the coin had meaning, and that is what makes collectors so passionate about pieces like this. But here is where the story becomes even more interesting. Most people assume that coins from the 1970s are common and therefore not valuable. They believe that only ancient coins or gold coins have real worth. But the world of coin collecting does not always follow simple logic. Sometimes a coin becomes valuable because of extremely limited surviving pieces. Sometimes it is due to unusual minting conditions. Sometimes it is because collectors suddenly realize the historical importance of a particular year or design. And sometimes it is because a single rare variation appears that changes everything. Many collectors spend years studying small details on coins. The spacing of letters, the sharpness of edges, the texture of the background. Even the smallest difference can turn a normal coin into a rare collectible. For the 1975 1 Rand, collectors pay special attention to condition. A coin that has traveled through thousands of hands will show scratches, worn edges, and faded designs. But a coin that has been preserved carefully can still display its original shine and sharp detail decades later. That in the coin collecting world, condition can completely transform value. Two coins from the same year can have dramatically different prices depending on preservation. A well-preserved coin becomes a window into the past, almost as if it just left the mint yesterday. Another factor that fascinates collectors is the story of circulation. Think about where this coin may have traveled. It may have passed through markets, restaurants, buses, and shops across South Africa. It might have been used to buy food, pay for transportation, or saved in someone's pocket during an important moment in their life. Each coin carries silent memories of the people who used it. That is why coin collectors often say they are not just collecting metal, they are collecting stories. Now imagine someone finding a forgotten 1975 1 Rand coin inside an old drawer or inherited collection. At first it might look like spare change, but when examined carefully by experts, certain coins reveal details that collectors dream about. Perfect strike quality, exceptional preservation, rare mint characteristics. When those factors combine, the ordinary suddenly becomes extraordinary. Across the world, collectors compete fiercely to obtain rare coins that complete their collections. Auctions can become intense, with bids rising higher and higher as passionate collectors refuse to let a rare piece slip away. For them, it is not just about money. It is about history, pride, and the thrill of owning something truly special. And this is why videos like this matter. Because many valuable coins are still hiding in everyday places. Old jars of change, family collections, antique boxes, even forgotten wallets. People often overlook them simply because they do not know what they are looking at. The 1975 South African 1 Rand is a perfect example of a coin that many people ignore, yet collectors continue to study it carefully. The design, the history, and the survival of high-quality examples make it a fascinating piece in the world of numismatics. The next time you come across an old coin, do not rush to spend it. Take a moment to examine it. Look at the year. Study the design. Think about where it came from and where it has traveled. You might be holding something far more important than loose change. And now we come to the part that surprises many viewers. When extremely rare examples of historic coins capture the attention of elite collectors and private buyers, the value can reach levels that seem almost impossible. In the most astonishing scenarios imagined by collectors and enthusiasts. A perfect and ultra-rare example of the 1975 South African 1 Rand has been discussed, with a potential value reaching an incredible $1,400,000,000. Before we dive into today's fascinating coin story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another journey into the rich world of coins, history, and hidden treasures. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Now let's take a step back in time. Picture it. South Africa, the year 1967. A year filled with change, challenge, and quiet power. Amidst the political tension and cultural shifts, everyday people went about their lives, handling coins that told silent stories. And in the pockets and purses of citizens, one small yet mighty piece of metal stood out. The 10-cent coin of 1967. This coin might seem small, just another piece of silver-toned currency, but when you really look at it, when you hold it in your hand, it becomes something far more than just 10 cents. It becomes a gateway, a key to the past, a living artifact. The 1967 South African 10-cent coin was part of a series that followed the country's transition from the British-influenced system of pounds, shillings, and pence into the modern decimal system. This decimalization happened just 1 year prior in 1966. So the 1967 coin wasn't just currency. It was a symbol of modernization, a marker of a new era for the country. And for those who lived through that shift, there's no forgetting it. On one side of the coin, you'll see the iconic image of the protea flower, South Africa's national flower. The design is simple, elegant, and unmistakably proud. The lines are clean, the relief deep, and the message clear. This is a coin born of South African soil. The words SUID Africa and South Africa are inscribed in bold around the edge, a reminder of the country's dual linguistic heritage. Flip the coin, and you'll be greeted by the classic image of Jan van Riebeeck, the Dutch settler often credited with founding Cape Town. His profile appears strong and steady, like a monument carved in metal. His presence on the coin is no accident. It was meant to instill a sense of continuity, of legacy, even as the country changed the way it measured its money. Now, to a young man in 1967, maybe this coin wasn't much. Maybe it bought a newspaper, a loaf of bread, or a quick tram ride. But for the older generation, the ones who remembered the war, who knew the taste of real hardship, this coin held more weight. It wasn't just about what it could buy, but what it represented. Stability in a time of change. Familiarity in the face of progress. If you're watching this, chances are you remember those times. You remember the smell of fresh bread in the corner shop, the sound of coins clinking on the counter. You remember what 10 cents could actually do. And maybe, just maybe, you've still got one of those 1,967 coins tucked away in an old drawer or hidden in a cigar box, waiting to be rediscovered. But here's where things get interesting. You see, not all coins are created equal. Some are mass-produced, worn down, and forgotten. But others, well, they become treasures. The 1967 10-cent coin, especially in top condition, is one of those hidden gems that collectors seek out. not just for its silver shine or its historical face, but for its story, its symbolism, its scarcity. And that brings us to the heart of this video, the value. That's what everyone wants to know, right? What's it really worth today? But let's hold that thought just a moment longer. Because value isn't always just about money. Sometimes it's about meaning, about the memories that come rushing back when you hold a piece of your past. It's about the feeling of legacy, of something enduring. And in a world that moves faster every day, that's something truly valuable. Still, let's talk numbers. Because while the emotional weight is real, the financial value can be surprising too, especially for a coin like this. Condition matters, rarity matters, and most of all, timing matters. A coin like the 1967 10 cents, if kept in mint or near mint condition, can reach impressive heights in today's collector's market. The truth is, this isn't just a 10-cent coin anymore. For those who know what they're looking for those who understand the coin's historical context, its craftsmanship, its place in a shifting nation, it can be worth far more. Now imagine this, a perfectly preserved 1967 10-cent coin, with its crisp lines, untouched edges, and deep luster. It's not just a collector's item. It's an investment, a prize, a rare find. And today, in top-graded condition, this very coin has been valued at up to 1 million South African rand. Yes, you heard that right. 1 million. A single coin, once worth 10 cents, now potentially worth 1 million. That's not just a story about inflation or scarcity. That's a story about time, patience, and respect for history. Oh, here's the takeaway. If you have one of these coins, don't brush it off. Don't toss it in a jar or forget about it. Take a closer look. Check its condition. Consider its story. Because in your hands, you may not just be holding change, you may be holding a legacy, a fortune, a silent piece of power from a time that shaped us all. And if you've stayed with me until now, I appreciate you. This channel is for people like you. People who understand that behind every old coin is a tale worth telling. If that sounds like you, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because this is just the beginning. We have so much more to uncover, so many more stories to bring back to life.